Hi guys, welcome. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, welcome to the workshop. I am in non-workshop clothes, and I want to give you a workshop tour. So stick around. Okay, it's been a while. I've recently just kind of been going through some of my old videos, and I realized that I think my actual last legitimate video of a workshop tour might have been 2016. I think I did one in 2018, but I don't believe it was as good as the 2016. So what I'm going to do is grab my camera. We're going to start walking around the shop, and I'm going to show you stuff and kind of walk you through what my shop looks like now compared to back then. Okay, so we come through my workshop door. Really, this area here hasn't changed a whole lot. It's kind of stayed about the same. I did move all of my hats up here, and I tend to cycle through hats. You already know I tend to wear my Craftsman hat. I'm wearing my B&O one right now. I did add this to the shop. This is something that I think is pretty interesting. I made this piece right before I got married. I made it for my wife as a Valentine's Day gift, and I hid a ring in one of these. It was a really neat memory. So I've decided to keep it in my shop, and then I have some cutting boards I've made, and then we've got the sushi board here. I've got the music box here. This is my old camera. I never used it for any YouTube videos because the quality is really bad, but I do have something that I carved when I was a wee lad. And I used hot glue to glue this. I made it for my mother. I have no idea no idea why, but I was into Civil War people, so there's your drummer. Okay, so moving on from this section, actually another note, we aren't burning any more wood right now, so this whole area has been cleaned up, and I've taken some of my scrap pallets out of the workshop and put them over there. Okay, so we come through the door, and here's how we enter. Nothing really has changed on this side. We've still got the drill press here. We've got the miter saw. I've put the sheet up since the last workshop tour just to kind of contain some of the dust. And I've got a mess here. This is something I'm working on it now. I actually for years have never had a back to this, and it constantly accumulated dust. That is no more. I'm going to put some doors or something there. I'm going to do the same thing here, although the only difference is the back of this is an old door. Well, the old doorway. So there's really no reason to put something back there. This doesn't accumulate near as much dust because of that reason. So I got to figure out what to do with all the things that are there. That's not really going to be a video. It's just something I'm kind of piddling at, trying to figure out for myself. So over here, since my Easter video, I had to find a new place for my B&O Craftsman logo, so that's where that is. I got all my saws and my clamps. Nothing's really changed there as well. I'm up here, my wood storage area. There is some ash up there. There's some cherry. There's a piece of Paduke right there. Use that in the sushi board. Then there are two pieces of Purple Heart just sitting there waiting to be used to make the guitar. Yes, you heard that right. I want to make a guitar. I have the design already figured out. I know what kind of neck I want to have, and I know what kind of body color it's going to be. The only thing is, I'm just haven't pulled the trigger on buying the materials to make to have the electrical part. I'm going to actually buy the neck. I'm not going to make that from scratch. And I'm not really sure. I'm not too confident on this thing. I've never made a guitar before, so for some reason I've got a little bit of nerves making it. But it has been a dream of mine to make before, so that'll be coming up soon. So the bandsaw is in the same place. We've still got the router. This moved, actually, this was not here. I used to have on this stand a Delta jointer, 6-inch jointer, and I sold it. I really never needed it. I never used it a whole lot. It was actually sitting over here, and it had my sander there, and all that's gone now. We've put some nicer pieces of wood that I have floating around. There's some things. There's the boards I used in my stain test video. They're just there, waiting to be used again. So we'll go back over here. Above this is the dust collector, or the air filtration system, I should say. The filter is getting rather dirty. I do have new filters so I can put them in. It's good to have some spares on hand. Of course, this vacuum here is a wall-mounted vacuum. It does not suck from beyond there. That's just how it's setting. Normally, it's attached to my sander here. You see that me use this a lot. You don't really see the vacuum running or hear it because the sander makes a lot of noise. But that's a really handy sander. I never even knew that they made a wall-mount version, and it works pretty good. It's very strong, but it's very loud. Then there's my newest project. I felt that was really a good place to put it. So we come around over here. We still got we still have the paint rack, and it is full. I've got one space left. So essentially the top rack is paint. The middle rack is a lot of my primers, the ones I use a lot of. And then the bottom one is my spray polyurethane, shellac, some clear finish stuff. Over here on this wall, I have my bar clamps, and I have these two clamps made by Wood River. These right here. If you have these, let me know. Ooh, let me know what you think. I've never really used them yet. I bought them for a pretty good price, and I thought I'd use them right away. And because we always use clamps, never needed to use it yet. Here's a couple things. I got my jig for cutting circles, and it's amazing. Ever since I made it, I feel like I've made several circles. Then I have a template back here for making my cutting boards that I try to make and sell. So we kind of go, let me back up a little bit. So I'm standing here at the little wall mount vacuum, and that's the view that you have. There's the camera stand that normally this camera's on. It's not a bad view. In fact, this is kind of a nice view to shoot some video from, maybe someday in the future. So if we turn to the left, there is an opening here. There are a set of stairs behind that wall, and so you imagine it actually starts right there at the ceiling and comes straight down. When you walk behind it, you're essentially walking where the steps are. This is the bottom of the steps. My daughter has a nice little workshop. We call her the Being a Craftsmanette, and she loves it, and she's keeping it relatively clean. She's got her own rubber gloves and her own storage units and everything, even her own trash can. And this is just storage. I've got some motors that I've saved for some ideas I've had with making my own tools like Matthias Wandel does. And then when you have a house, you just have a need for storage. So this is the paint storage for the home. I do have boxes back here for electrical stuff. And then I have some plumbing stuff there. My whole house does not have copper, so I've just got the CPVC fittings. And then we got a paint section here. So coming out from behind the staircase, we come back up to the front here where my main area is, and you see this all the time in the shops. I'm going to give you this shot only one time because you don't normally see this in a video, but this is the shot I always give you, and I don't try to go any higher because if I go higher, you see this mess. Wires strung everywhere, lights, no ceiling, no nothing. It's quite a rat's nest, and it's been slowly getting better. This was 10 times worse when we got here. There's old wires there. There's old pipes. Both these sets of pipes are doing nothing at all. It is just completely unused. So someday that will be drywalled over or something. But for now, this is the shot you'll get, and you'll never see that again. So this shop here, the workbench, hasn't really changed a whole lot. Everything's staying the same. I still do the sticker board swap. So if you have a sticker for a workshop, you can contact me and we can do a swap. There is a link in my website. You can go to that to contact me, or you can send me a message on Facebook or Instagram. Either one works, but make sure it's a workshop. You wouldn't believe, sometimes I've had some people send me stuff that stickers are not, they're not woodworking stickers or a shop sticker at all. So anyways, that's about it. We did change, I guess one thing I did change was this shelf here. This used to have, I forget what it had. I think it was some junk up there, and I cleared it up, and I put some things up there temporarily And I've kind of liked how that's turned out, so I left it there. I did have a place now for my new restored Stanley number 6 hand plane. And I do have a number 5 there. I've never restored yet, and it needs restoration, but it won't make it to a video just because I don't want to repeat the same process again. Just basically sitting in there. There's no rack, there's no wood behind it. It's just imitating the same look as the other one, except they're flipped the other way. And that's about it. Yeah, so I've noticed a lot of people here recently have been doing shop tours and different things like this because of COVID-19. And honestly, I haven't talked a whole lot about it because it's just one of these things that I think everybody talks about it. So once again, I'm not going to talk a lot about it. It kind of gets old. But I thought it'd be a good experience maybe for you to be able to watch and look at my shop and see where things are now. Anyways, guys, take care. Have a great day. Be safe and have fun. Oh yeah, and see you next time here in the workshop. We're going to do something that I've done before, and some people have seen this. So if you're still watching at this point, leave a comment, wood screws. Okay? Put the word wood screws down in the comments just to see how many of you actually watched it to the